right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Monday, December 18th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means it is time for the morning note here on the Gar Capital YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit that like button if you like these videos, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Appreciate it as always. Comment any of your questions, and let's go ahead and get started this morning. Dow futures up 61 points, NASDAQ up 0.20%, up 33, S&P up 0.31%. The Russell, again, above 2,000 now. Going to keep an eye on that Russell futures, up 0.43%, as the Russell was the best performer last week. Remember, we were talking about rotation into small caps. Really like it for 2024. I talk about it a little more into detail on this weekend's market recap. If you haven't taken a look at it, it's the last video that we posted. It was not live. It was a recorded video. So make sure to take a look at that to prepare yourself for the week. We did put some watch list names up there, so we'll go over them here in a second just to kind of take a look how we did this pre-market and see where we're going. Dollar index down about 0.08%. The VIX up about 1.55% at 1247. Crude oil is bouncing to 73.74, up 2.69%. Gasoline futures $2.18, up 2.35%. Gold is higher, 2040, up 0.22%, with silver 24.21. up 0.23%. Copper's down about 0.5% this morning, $3.87. Euro dollar's up about 29 pips, 109.21. 142.80 for the dollar yen. That's up about 62 pips. Dollar Canadian dollar down about 16 pips, 133.65. 126.66 Flatsville for pound dollar. Bitcoin sliding today, 41,485 on the future side, down about 2.25%. And 2162 for Ethereum, down about 4.38% this morning. Glad to be with you. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. The Cowboys lost. I think I gave them bad luck by doing the video in a jersey yesterday. So it was a tough loss to see. Happens. Kind of ruins your week. Five game winning streak. It's over. What can you do? I know. Bills. Props to the Bills. They beat the hell out of the Cowboys. But damn, that was tough to see. Anyways, good morning. We talked about some names on the blog yesterday. If you guys remember, let me go ahead and get that for you. Went ahead and posted that yesterday. Here's the watch list. Amazon above 150.57, Boeing above 265.57, and Tesla above 257.07. So let's start with Amazon this morning. And Amazon is breaking above the target, which was the Friday highs. So again, 150.79. Let's take a look and see if we get a little more juice. Maybe we could target the 153s, 152s, 154s, 155s, just depending on volume. We still got that gap fill here at 163.06. Keep an eye on Amazon moving forward until we hit that gap fill, 163.06. Looking at Tesla this morning as well. Again, the watch list stuff. Let's see. We have not broken anything yet. Let me make sure. Yeah, we haven't broken anything. 253.75, up slightly, but we still need to get to 257.07, so we're waiting for that. And Boeing rejecting that recent high of 265.52 or so. So again, we're going to wait for that break of 265.57 and see if we get it. So Amazon looking good. So that's what I'm going to be watching this morning. I do have Apple calls, of course, on Friday after the bell, the announcement of the China, what was exactly the actual headline? Let me get that for you. The Apple. China's iPhone ban accelerates across government and state firms. It's according to Bloomberg. Again, that's just bad luck. Kind of reminds me of Shopify when we had that downgrade, one downgrade in the middle of 3 upgrades, and we ended up not catching that one. Just bad luck there. But we'll see if Apple does continue to bounce as S&P has been holding up and the NASDAQ is up as well. Also have Citibank. And Citibank is up pre-market, again, expecting more upside on the banks. I still like them. We're looking for 52.52. JPM was also price upgraded today. Let's go ahead and take a look. JPM is up. I have a target of 166.95. If that breaks, well, that's your gap fill right there. So we're too close to get into that, so we just have to skip it. But again, JPM, one of my favorite banks to own, has been performing excellent. I still like the banks moving forward. Let's answer some questions. Good morning. Morning, bro. GLTA. Let's take a look at it. Don't know what GLTA is, and it's not coming up. So I don't know if that's a crypto or anything like that, but I don't have anything on that end. Let's take a look at Meta this morning. Meta, I still need a break above 343.09. That's the 2 Wednesdays ago or 3 weeks high, 3 weeks ago high. Once we break that, we could target the 350 calls on Meta, but get me above 343 first. Let's take a look at Broadcom, which has been on fire. Yeah, kind of tough to chase that, and not only that, but it's it's an expensive option. So again, if you are still sticking long with the semiconductors, Broadcom is fine. If you're trying to buy into this name, you should wait for a pullback at least. And again, it's not to say that, oh yeah, we're definitely going to fall tomorrow or anything like that. No, but either that or just dollar cost average over time if you really want to get in this name. But kind of hard to do technical analysis when that thing's already at all-time highs. It's just the facts. Bank of America needs to get above 34.58. I'm still holding calls. Some of the members probably took it, but again, I still like the banks for more upside. I have Shop 77 calls. Again, Shop was just downgraded as well, I read. So they're red this morning. You need to get above 78.14 so we can go ahead and mess with those on Shopify. Similar to GS options on Citi. Well, when it comes to GS, really we got lucky. Well, not really lucky, but we just had the benefit of the Fed FOMC continuing to go for more upside. I like Goldman Sachs moving forward, but we got to get above 388.75. That's about $6 from where we are on the ask. Once we get there, then we could target about the 400 calls, if anything like that, on Goldman Sachs. Is crypto still a nice price point for 2024? Let's take a look at it. And again, I still think with the weakening dollar next year, with lowering rates, you're going to get to at least 48,000 to 50,000 on Bitcoin next year, probably by the end of the first half of 2024. But again, we could get some dips early. We talked about that on the weekly video as well. Depending on how strong December is, expect a little bit of at least some kind of a pullback into January. That's what I'm expecting. So depending on how December is very strong, I expect January to be a little weaker than expected. And if December is kind of sideways, which I don't think we will be, then January should be getting off the way we did in 2023 with a nice upside move, and then kind of see where we go from there. Let's take a look at Citi as well. Again, Citi needs to get to 52.52. Looking at the hourly, it is pretty much green pre-market, but we need to see if we can get above 51.55 as well. That's the recent highs. That's where we kind of wicked to pull back as we chopped around in OPEX. So that's where we are. But when it comes to Goldman Sachs, I mean, those kind of 2,000% moves, those are really hard to really predict. So really what you're looking for is some kind of UOA high volume. That's what we're looking for. Let's see if we get it this week. We do have GDP numbers on Wednesday. We got some earnings coming up, but nothing crazy. Really just, I think it's FedEx in terms of earnings. Let's see. Earnings calendar, what we got? We got FedEx on Tuesday, we got Micron on Wednesday, and we got Nike on Thursday with Carnival on Thursday before the bell. So not exactly, you know, murderer's row, let's just say, of important earnings reports because, you know, not really that important. But again, if you trade it, keep an eye on it. But we'll see what we get on there. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So yeah, guys, again, the Monday videos are kind of strange, especially when we don't get much overnight. A couple of headlines here and there. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of just a continuance of the weekly recap. So what I want to go over here is the live market blog. If you are interested in joining the free live market blog on Discord, make sure to take a look at our description box in the YouTube channel. An analyst from RBC Capital maintained Tesla at outperform with a price target of 300 from a prior price target of 301, a whole dollar. Prior to this rating, Tesla had 15 buy ratings, 21 hold ratings, and 6 sell ratings. An analyst from Deutsche Bank maintained Boeing, we talked about that, a price target of 320 with the previous price target of 270. Boeing has 24 buy ratings, 6 hold ratings, and 0 sell. And Roth MKM raised the target on Amazon. Again, we talked about that moving higher. They moved it to 180 from 165, maintaining the buy rating. That's one of their top picks of 2024. So again, I think they are kind of seeing what I'm seeing with that gap fill on Amazon. Keep an eye on Amazon this week. I think that's the one we kind of have to really focus on. I see us filling that gap to 163, not this week, but by the end of the year, possibly, maybe by the end of January. Let's cross our fingers and see if we get there with a Santa rally. But usually the saying here is that we're starting to get closer to that seasonally strong push after the 15th. So we just need to see what we get moving forward. The Apple 200 calls, again, with that China thing happening, we're about $4.20 away from where we need to be. Not exactly breaking down or anything really crazy, but we just need to get above 199.62. See if we can get retake that wick high. Let's take a look at Oracle. Oracle pulled back with that earnings. Let's go to the daily. We're right on, actually that's the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Daily chart, you're below the 200-day. You do have a gap to fill here. So if you want to play options, get above 107.11, target 111. So that would probably be the best one to go to. Let's go ahead and place an alert. 107.31. I wouldn't touch that until you get above the 200-day. So once you do, then you target the 112, 111 calls. That should have volume if we get there. If you start getting above 120, you got another gap to fill at 124. So it gives us an opportunity to play here, but you got to get above the 200-day on Oracle, guys. And that's where we are this morning. Let's see here. Let's go and bring up the market this morning. S&P 500 futures, kind of sideways action. Again, 48.08, all-time highs is coming, guys. That's just going to happen. It's inevitable. What can hurt us is really the question. Any kind of headlines, geopolitical could hurt. Fed speakers, again, a lot of yapping, but we know where they stand. The question is now, when do we get that extra little bit of a leg higher? Will GDP be that kind of catalyst that we want, kind of like that Fed catalyst that we had? So I want to go ahead and show this rather quickly. Here is the economic calendar. We have a housing market index, that's at 10 a.m. We have housing starts tomorrow, building permits, and then the GDP, existing home sales, and conference board consumer confidence. There you go. We got some auctions, a 20-year bond auction. Thursday, jobless claims. Thursday is the GDP number. My apologies. Thursday. So we also have leading index, Philly Fed, and then on Friday we got personal income and spending, PCE, which is the Fed's primary view of inflation, personal consumption expenditures. That's what it's called, PCE. And then we have the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Remember, oil has been down. We know what consumer sentiment means, gas prices. So I expect that to be a lot higher than expected. I expect Friday to be a little bit more on the upside as we get ahead of Christmas. That is the day before. So again, with a good consumer sentiment, maybe that kind of pushes us higher as we get into the short 2 weeks that we have with New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. Okay, so here we go. IWM thoughts. Let's see it. IWM I haven't done this well with, but again, get me above 200.08. That's what I'm looking for. We're above 2,000 on RTY. If we get above 200, maybe possibly we could take a look at 203. Big week, could be all-time high by Friday. Let's rock. I'm with it. That means Santa is coming for sure. So again, IWM, get me above $200.08. Let's see with Adobe. Let's see in a daily. Yep, hitting that 50. You got a gap to fill here at 616. Expensive name. I don't know about the options there, but as long as you really hold that 50-day MA, you're looking pretty solid. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yep, 699.54. We had a gap to fill here at 605. That was filled, but in order to trade it, I just don't see it here. It's just too darn expensive. If you get above what, 595, target 616, maybe we get some volume. I'll take a look at the UOA's unusual options activity, see if Adobe wants to play around with us. Anything else this morning? Let's hope Christmas coming early. Yeah, that's right. I hope so. Let's see what we get. You know, day by day, we know what it is. Sometimes it's not exactly what we want in terms of momentum, but we just got to stay patient and just kind of wait for our shot. And we got some risk open. We had a great week last week. Let's see what we do. I appreciate your commentary, Carlos. I usually start my day by listening. You're very welcome, man. Happy to do it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for taking the information and running with it. We got so many great things coming to the end of the year. Got some great videos for y'all. Once we kind of get a little slower as we kind of get into Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, that's when I kind of start the top 10 of 2024. I go over the themes that we're looking for in 2024, kind of doing the research. So end of the year is really my time with a cup of coffee, just kind of reading and getting everyone prepared. So once I start doing the data points for how we did in 2023, I really want to end 2023 on a strong note. Let's see if we can get some kind of streak going. We just had a 6 winning streak. 6 option trade winning streak this past week, but Shopify ended it, unfortunately, with that downgrade, and, well, we held it. What can we do? Best way to start my day. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really do it for y'all. This is very fun. Again, as you noticed, it's not a lot of pageantry, not a lot of, special effects or anything cool like that. It's just me talking about the markets. This is what I love to do, guys. What do you think about the acquisition of AYX? If I hold it long term, should I sell now? Let me go and take a look what that is. AYX acquisition. I would assume this is the Adobe acquisition, or let's see. PR Newswire, let's see. Alteryx enters definitive agreement to be acquired by Clear Lake Capital. Never heard of it, so let's go AYX. I would just hold it. I mean, did the business fundamentally change just because of this possible buy or acquisition? I mean, all you did was fill a gap on the daily on that. So yes, I would hold it. Again, if you liked it the day you bought it, just because someone else is trying to buy it or there's a merger or being an acquisition, that's usually a good sign. So we'll see what you get. I would say just hold that thing. Just keep an eye on any kind of commentary from the CEO or the board or any kind of investment banking talking about it. Again, AYX is a name I have not heard of, so I can't give you, a really good opinion on it if I really don't know much about them. I'm sorry. Best way to start the day, no info. Yes, yeah. Listen, just telling you the real. That's really all it is. It's about kind of getting you guys prepped, and that's all. That's really the most important thing. Are you guys learning? Are you guys getting better watching these videos? That's what it's all about. And 2024 is going to be crazy. I already know it. I am very confident in 2024 and what's going to happen. 2023, I was just as confident as well. I was very excited. New year, guys, is a beautiful thing, especially when you have your roadmap of how to prepare. Oh man, I'm going to get you guys ready to go for 2024. In my opinion, if we can get 2024 right, life-changing for you guys. And hopefully, you guys stay with us and we'll go on to 2025, 2026, 2027, because I don't see myself doing anything else for the rest of my life because I love it. I love what I do. Can you show us how to use the unusual options activity? Yeah, absolutely. So you have a couple of options. You can always use bar chart. They have some UOAs too, but this is the one I use. You go to scan, you put minimum 10,000, volume, scan all optionable, intersect none. Again, these are just options. You want to go by volume, minimum 10,000, and you press scan. The problem is right now I can't really show you because the market's not open. Options market opens at 8:30. Not unlike futures. Futures is 24 hours. 5 days a week, or 6 if you count Sundays at 6. So should be an interesting day on a Monday. In terms of the almanac, not much going on. Tomorrow's a bearish day, apparently, and then Thursday is a bullish day, right on line with GDP. So again, if you guys want a little more details on how I see the week playing out, make sure to take a look at the video of the weekly recap this past weekend and see if there's any kind of tidbits of information that's going to help you guys out. Bro, 2024 is going to be wild. Trump coming back in the money printer. Well, we got the money printer now, regardless of who president is. But again, the election is in November. So again, you got 11 months until then. So it should be a little wild. But politics aside, I think where the economy is going is looking pretty good. A lot of markers there are showing us for more upside, regardless of who's in the White House. Again, guys, economics is really cycles. And sometimes people just get lucky sitting in that chair. It's just the reality. It happens. We'll see what we get. Again, elections in November. So we got 11 months to do the best we can until that election day, because then things can absolutely change, at least for temporarily. But for the most part, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on who's going to win what, because the economy is running on its own, at that sense. So we have to keep an eye on the Fed. We have to keep an eye on inflation. And we got to keep an eye on market movement every single day, because elections are one thing, but this is what's going to get y'all paid. So keep the focus on the right stuff, not stuff you can't control until November. I mean, we really can't vote until November. Let's do the best we can until then, and then we can enjoy. Have a great rest of your morning, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. Members on the Discord, I will catch you guys then in a little bit, and let's make it a great Monday. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.